Okay, hey everybody, this is One Dead. I'll be going over basically an introduction and getting started with using the DfxMed for joint operations. It's basically the same for Escalation and the same for Delta Force X-treme and X-treme 2 with a few improvements or exceptions. But basically here's the layout. There's no map up at this time or no terrain. I'll go through the tools real quick. You have your file edit view all the way up here. Your show items over here to the left. And what we want to do is go ahead and kind of get started with the terrain up here. We want to bring up our general information. There's two different ways to do that. One, you can click on Tools. Hang on, let me see. I'm sorry. Click on Edit and go to General Information here, or you can just press Control-I as a quick start. So we'll do that, Control-I for General Information. You'll have this window come up here. Now let's go ahead and get started. Mission name, we'll just put first. We'll put my first. You can tab to the next one. Mission designer, that will be your player name or your name. The terrain, just to make this easy, we'll go ahead and select the flat terrain. The mission tiles, you only, in Typhoon Rising, you only have the one selection. Escalation, I think you have 3 or 4, I believe. But we're going to keep this a single player right now. I'll get into more of that later. And the mission types, I'm not sure if that was for like Black Hawk Down and they left it in or something, but I just leave it on normal mission. Here you can change the water level heights depending on your terrain. You can flood your whole map, or you can not have any water in it. I will show you the difference in that in just a minute. Here's your fog. Here is your murk percentage for your water. You can change your water color even. Now your environment file is to basically set up a default time of day depending on which one you select. This full 00 is going to be start time at 3 p.m. 1500 military time, and basically you'll have a few clouds in the sky, but basically you'll have nice clear vision, and it's kind of a default. And they have several, as you can see from the drop down, several different environment files, and I'll let you go ahead and explore those, but for just this demonstration we're going to use the view one. And instead of desert, we'll just put jungle. I don't think that really matters. I think that's more of a Black Hawk Down thing. But okay, so we'll go ahead and click on OK. And here's our terrain. Now to zoom in on this, you just press your plus key on your number keypad, which should be all the way to the right. And as you can see, you're zooming in, and use the up, down, left, right arrows that are also on your right-hand side keypad to move around and center in one of these grids. A few things that I have read, you see this green start box here. I've read that the game engine performs better if you try to keep everything at least starting in this box, but I don't really know if that's true or not. I try to do that only because I've read that somewhere on a couple of different sites actually. So, but we'll go ahead and start here. And if you follow the mouse over to the top left, you have the color, which is the color version of the terrain, the H, which is the height map, and D, I believe, is maybe the depth of the map. I'm not really sure. I don't really use this very much, maybe as a comparison. I guess it shows how steep if you can see here, how steep the terrain goes up. The dark areas represent flat parts of the map, and the gray is the lighter areas. And it shows the topography of the slopes and all right here. So, but basically I like to use the height part. You can still see the dark areas that are flat, the light areas along here which have some gradual hills where it would be hard to put a building in there because of the lay of the land. Okay, let's go ahead and put an object in. If you press your insert key, you'll see insert mode up here to the top right. we are ready to select to put a building in or anything, decoration. Go ahead and left click somewhere on your map. You'll get this window to come up, insert items, and we want to click on a building, and we will put the hangar in, the first one. Okay, and let's press insert mode to go out of the insert mode, and left click on it to activate it. You can see the thumbnail. To the left you can see all the information about the building, the direction, the name of it, again the thumbnail. And then if we go into 3D wireframe mode, if we just click this, there's our building. You can press the zoom key to kind of zoom in. I'm sorry, the plus key to zoom in. And from the number pad, and also from your left, right, up, down arrows, you can kind of tilt the camera view, and you can kind of rotate. You're not rotating, you're only rotating the camera, not the building itself. So don't be confused with that. You're only moving the camera or your point of view around. You are not moving the object around. And this is good just to compare different items in your map. But you'll see there's the opening. Okay, so we'll click on 3D wireframe to go back to our map, and we'll click on it to unhighlight it. Now let's click on insert, and we're going to go ahead and put a player start in here so we can look at it. So we'll go down to markers. That's where all the start points, sound effects, and everything are. And we'll scroll down about 3/4 of the way to just about a little more than 3/4. Player start, or start player is what it's called. And click on it and click OK. You'll see that little green dot here. We'll click on insert button to remove the insert mode, and we'll zoom in a little tighter here, and you'll see this triangle. The way that he's pointing out is the direction he's facing, so we want to rotate him. So we'll we'll left click to highlight it, right click to bring up these selections, and we want to group rotate. So you'll see the group rotate come up, and we want this will be 30 unit increments, 90 degrees, 180. So we just rotated them 180 degrees. These single arrow keys are a little more fine rotation, 81, 82, 83, so you can actually turn. But we want them just to do a 180. Click OK. And now our player is facing our hangar, which is what we wanted. And I'm going to highlight both of them. Go into 3D wireframe. And just kind of zoom in a little bit. You see our player, he's facing our hangar. And that's what I wanted. Now to save, we go up to File, Save As. And remember, it was called My First. Be sure there are no spaces in your file name. This is the file name, not the map name. I put an underscore there. If you have spaces in there and you upload it to a server, it will crash. So we want to save. Now all we've done is save the MIS, or the mission file. The actual playable version is called a BMS file. So how we do that is click on File, Save and Export. And you'll get a readout of an explanation of how many people, vehicles, decorations, buildings. We have one building. Marker, we have one player start marker and no triggers. So just click OK so it's compiled. And I will see you in a few minutes in the map itself. Okay guys, hey, this is One Dead. Here we are inside the map. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to be long on this, but you see we spawn in front of the hangar. That's the one building that we put in. There's the sun. It's a nice clear environment. There's no fog set up. There's no water that we can see of. And you can go inside the building here, walk around, whatever. But it's pretty straightforward. Easy tutorial. That's what I was going after. And we will build something after this. Okay, thanks. Look for the next tutorial.